picking up on a theme from other videos I've done, and it's just about kind of that crippling feeling of perfectionism, that sense of wanting to be perfect or making everything perfect, or desiring that things aren't completed until they're perfect. And I only wanted to draw attention to those of you who have this as their outcome, as their goal, is the idea that to feel they've achieved something, they can actually say it has to be perfect, or it has to be without fault. And whilst having a standard of high quality is applicable in some cases, it's when that standard of high quality turns upon us and affects our decisions and affects our completion of things and affects how we feel, particularly when it comes to deciding on doing certain things, or on a change of course in our life. I've mentioned in the past about how we sometimes overwait for things to be in the right place and the stars to be aligned, and then it's all perfect, and you can commit to your idea or your goal or your decision. However, this is more about just noticing something, more of a kind of a larger picture, something to bear in mind when you're feeling challenged by perfectionism or not meeting its standards. And I guess it's super simple. Stephen Hawking referred to the start of the universe as being imperfect. The reason the universe, not just the planets, our planet, the reason the universe began was by an imbalance. Something shifted from being still, something changed and caused the knock-on effect that we have planets and stars and the solar systems that we do have. The universe is imperfect. By its nature, by its design, if you like, it is imperfect. It is with cascading faults inside it. It's kind of important to grasp this, and really I'll take my time to say it again. The universe, the reason that we all exist, it was designed and based on the universe being imperfect, by something going not so much wrong, I guess, but the description is that it was imbalanced, which then caused a knock-on effect where matter and rocks and planets and gases all came about. I should include the link to Hawking's little brief piece from his BBC programme, which explains it probably a little better than I did. But only to support my point that perfectionism is a jail we will put ourselves into. Back to the universe for a second. This universe we exist in, born out of imperfection, born from an imbalance, creates the stars, the suns, the planets, and the life on this one. But that imbalance that happened whenever has caused your life you have right now. It's caused life to exist. Plants, landscapes, flowers, trees, animals, people. From that imperfection, there is nothing but beauty surrounding us. The universe is a wondrous place, I can only imagine, and it seems very distant, but you can look around you and connect to what is a fact, that this earth, your world, and your life started from this from this imbalance, from this imperfection. For us to strive and be contrary to that universe seems to be lacking in all the information you need, or possibly is slightly misguided. Perfectionism is an illusion. It doesn't exist. There can be perfect moments, that I know, but to try and attain it, to try and think that's the goal, to create what you're after, to delay starting the change in your life you're after based on the idea that you need it to be looking perfect, or delaying because it doesn't look perfect, is an illusion. You're tying yourself down and keeping yourself from action. One way to see it is that the universe was born in all its gloriousness out of imperfection and imbalance. You're believing by waiting or determining things by perfection that you're going to achieve something greater by keeping it perfect first. In a silly way, you're kind of saying that you're better than the universe. And I scale it and I laugh a little bit about it just to jostle and break your thinking and just try and make it a bit more flexible to consider that you're after a standard that's even the universe that creates everything around you never attained. Okay, let that really again sink in. You're believing that you can trump the universe. It would seem to be an awfully large ask of one person with your situation than to trump, as it were, the universe and what it's done. Which again is only to be mildly comical about it, because obviously this can be quite an intense feeling of getting things right. Nevertheless, it still remains that it's a good comparison to make, and one that you can bring into your mind when you're looking to wait for that perfect moment or not do something until everything looks rosier, if you like. And then finally, I'll just say this: look to examine what perfectionism is doing for you. What does it mean? What's it trying to help you with? What emotions is it conjuring up? We can say, I'm a perfectionist, but what for you in reality is that doing? What is the question behind this desire for perfectionism? What does it mean for you? And that will be a bit more useful for you to understand what's causing this desire to have everything right. Without being too general about it, more often than not, we come from a place of fear. We come from a point that we don't wish to commit ourselves to something for fear of an outcome we're unhappy with. So we hide behind procrastination, prevarication, but also another form of that is perfectionism. We won't do anything because it has to be right. I don't think it takes too long to realize that there's a lot of things to explore behind that, and fear of failure can be one of those. But for the time being, I just want to make this video just to say, when we're discussing perfectionism and that desire for it, just bear in mind, and dismiss it if you don't like this idea, you don't have to keep it, but bear in mind the universe was created through imperfection. It started in an imbalance. Something went unprepared, wrong if you like. Something wasn't predicted. That caused it to become imperfect, and that then has, over millions of years, generated galaxies, the universe, gases, planets, rocks, plants, animals, and your life that surrounds you right now. No, we weren't inserted into the universe. We are part of it. At any structure of philosophy or understanding, and it came from imperfection. Bear that in mind next time you find that you're putting yourself into that goal of achieving it as being your work, your change, your ideal, whatever it may be for you. Watch out that's you're taking yourself down a road that actually is unattainable. It's difficult to attain. So I'll leave that with you for today.